Hello YouTube, and welcome to the video where I talk about 6 decks that you can try out in the BT5 format. This is going to go over all of my rough drafts, one per color, and talk about how each deck works and what improvements you could potentially make to it if I have any off the top of my head or any that I plan on trying out. If you guys enjoy this type of content, we're going to cover 6 decks, a whole bunch of tabs, and it's going to be a wild ride. So if you appreciate it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos come out. And we're still trying to get 10,000 subs, and we're getting ever so close. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. And one more thing, leave it in the comments what color you're most excited to try out in the BT5 format, and why. Without further ado, let's talk about these decks. Alright guys, we're starting off with yellow. We're starting off with Lord Nightmon. And Lord Nightmon, oh man, let me tell you, this deck is insane. Lord Nightmon is an interesting card that costs 3 to evolve for 11,000. That reads, when attacking, you may play a yellow level 3 Digimon card or a yellow Digimon card with Warrior in its type from your hand without paying its memory cost. And during all turns, it gets 1000 DP for each other Digimon you have in play, which is kind of bonkers. So this is really good at spamming out level 3s. It can also summon out this Nightmon guy, where it has an on-play minus 4000 DP. That's pretty strong. It's pretty strong when you combo with other cards, like take Pikmon for example, which we're playing 4 of in the deck. This baby says when attacking, if you have 3 or more Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 for the turn. You know, that's actually pretty impressive because, you know, it starts to add up damage, right? We play other fun things as well. It's not just that. New cards include Coatmon, which has an on-play, reveal 5 cards on top of your deck. You add up to 2 yellow Digimon cards with Warrior and or Holy Warrior in their types among them to your hand. And the rest go to the bottom, which is really interesting because that's a Holy Warrior and that's a Warrior. So that's pretty good synergy right now. We also play Starmons, so going back to with the DP reduction theme, on play, minus 1000 for each of your Digimon in play. It starts to stack up, especially when you can play for free with Lord Nightmon. Oh my gosh, it stacks. You know, a good play is use Lord Nightmon to summon a Nightmon, minus 4000. Pikmon does minus 1000. Starmon, you can play it for free, or play for 3 after, and it does more damage. It's just going to kill things. It's ridiculous. And moving along to level 4s, it's an on-play. You may search a security stack for one Digimon with Warrior or Holy Warrior in its type, reveal it, add it to your hand, and if you do, recover a card. So it's like TK for Warriors, which is really kind of neat. And while you want to play for free with Lord Nightmon, you know, you can do that. You can also just play for 4, which is good value for a level 4. I must say, it's pretty freaking impressive. What's our deck looking like? We have 4 Pikmons and 1 Upamon. I want to prioritize Pikmon because it's better against the mirror match at hitting magic numbers than Upamon. And we're going to be drawing a lot of cards anyway. I'm not too concerned about that. We're playing 4 Bushy because we want to go as aggressive as possible with our Lord Nightmons, similar to my yellow Wargreymon deck. And 4 Pulsemons again. These are all these cards. The only level 3s we're playing 4/4 and 3 stars, 3 Coatmon, because they all have, you know, on play abilities to a sense. It's that Bushy, which has Rush. You know, this is going to draw you cards when you gain your memory. This is going to kill things. This is going to search things. This can attack. You know, all these get value with Lord Nightmon, which is really freaking good. And we're not playing Lucemon because there's no room. I do want to try out 1. I just don't know what I want to cut yet. For our level 4s, just 4 Turi, 4 Pedo, 3 the Gladamon. That's honestly okay. Level 5s are more having the most difficult time trying to figure out that perfect lineup. This is definitely a rough draft. I don't know what I want or what I don't want, but I do like Angelomon because of that inheritable when attacking, play a level 3 for free if you have 3 lower security, or security, yep. So Angelomon with Lord Nightmon summons 2 Digimon right away, before blockers, before damage, anything like that. Absolutely insane. And a 3 Nightmon because it's a free level 5, where if you play that for free, you can just evolve into a Slash. You play 3 of, or another one of these, because why not? Because why not? You know, it's like, it's not even once per turn. It's one attacking thing. It's kind of stupid. We're playing 2 Wargrowl and 1 Rise. 2 Wargrowl for the Digiburst minus 4000 and the plus 1000 when attacking. It does matter because, you know, making this 12,000 or plus, making Slash Andromon a little stronger is good too. And the 1 Rise, just in case we can want to play a TK for free, and the minus 2000 when attacking, which adds up. Kind of see a theme, right? You know, minus DP, minus DP, minus DP with the Starmons, the Rise Greymons, the Pikmons, the Slash Angermon. Like, oh, there's so much stuff to minus DP. And we're doing Slash on top of that, we're doing Chaosmon on top of that, and then the Blinding Rates. Honestly, this deck is going to be the most Tier 1 best deck of the format. It's not perfect, I don't think this is the perfect build right now, but this is definitely a good place to start out if you want to start out. The next deck we're going to talk about now is the Lilithmon Loop deck. Lilithmon's been around since BT1, we don't need to talk about it, but when you evolve it, you have 10 or more cards in trash, you can add 2 purple options to your hand, and once per turn when you play an option, you gain 2 memory. How do we do crazy things with this deck? Let's talk about the new cards from BT5 that make this deck possible, and then what the combo is, right? And before we talk about the deck and the choices, I want you guys to know this is currently the IRL version of the deck that I have built with the cards that I have. I have everything you see here. I don't have certain cards like Black Wargreymon, so I can't play that. I can't try that out right now. But I built this just to mess around with. It's the currently 50 cards that I own, and honestly, even being incomplete to a sense, the deck still does wonders. It's actually insane. Digimon is just a baby we play at 1. It's a new one that says once per turn, when one of your other Digimon is deleted, you get 2000 DP. That makes it so Lilithmon and Anubismon can attack over things. That's kind of cool. Omnimon's Wart is the big boss monster here. When Digivolving, you trash top the cards of your deck, then you may play up to 2 black or purple Digimon cards with play costs at 8 or less from your trash without paying the memory costs. You can bring back 2 level 5s, you can bring back level 5, level 3, level 5, level 4, whatever, any variation of that, you know? You bring back 2 free bodies, and if you have Anubismon on the field, and they have Rush, which is insane. That's pretty decent. When attacking, you may return a level 6 Digimon card in this Digimon's Digivolution sources to its owner's hand to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, play cost of 12 or less. So, what do you do effectively? You evolve a Lilithmon, you use a Jack Raid, gain a memory, gain 2 memory thanks to its ability, you gain 3 memory. Then you'll evolve into Omnimon's Wart with a free card, not that free card, Mega Digimon Fusion. It's a white option, so you do need your white tamer, which we'll talk about in a second. Omega Digimon Fusion says, the next time one of your Digimon digivolves from level 6 to level 7, reduce the memory of the Digivolution by 6. It's a freeze Wart. So you go Lilithmon into Jack Raid, 3 memory, freeze Wart, summon 2 bodies, including a level 5 in there. Zwart attack, Zwart returns Lilithmon to hand. Evolve into Lilithmon, and then level 5, you're back to 0, you add back those Jack Raids, you do it all over again. It's a loop. It's big combo, it's insane. This card's insane. The drawback is that you have to return the Zwart to the bottom of your deck at the end of the turn, and everything else gets trashed. But honestly, for 0, for such a power play, worth it. Now let's talk about Takumi Aiba, this new amazing tamer in set 5. Cost 2 to play. Cool. During your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves, you may suspend this tamer to trigger draw 1. Yeah, in a combo deck where you're drawing cards, really freaking good. And if you have multiples of these on the field, you can draw multiple cards. So, yep, pretty good. Then all turns, all level 3 Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 1 memory. You know how insane that is against Rookie Rush? That's nuts, especially if you have multiples on the field where they stack, and if you build it in security, play it for free. Why is this so good? So, you need a white tamer to play Mega Digimon Fusion. You just need that, otherwise you can't play the option card. But Rookie Rush historically does well against purple because purple is slower. It's a combo deck, it needs more time. And Rookie Rush doesn't give it time. This tamer gives you a little bit more time against Rookie Rush, which could make the difference. That's why this tamer is so bonkers besides the drawing card. Now those are all the new BT5 cards in the deck. Cards I want to try include Black Wargreymon, which I have none of, but its main Digiburst 3, it trashes 3 to return a level 3 purple Digimon card to play from the trash. It doesn't activate, who cares? It trashes 3, which is more fuel for Lilithmon. Its inheritable is also cool. When attacking once per turn, you may delete one of the other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So effectively, it can attack twice. That's actually kind of good. And I want to try out Guilmon at some point. I don't have any room for it in the deck, and I'll explain why in a moment. But it has an on-deletion. If it's deleted by an effect, gain a memory. And it's an okay card. It gains you some memory. Not a big deal. You can do Wombo combo plays where you bring this back with like a Chimeramon. Chimeramon pops this, get another memory. Like it's just, or you can crash this in security, gain a memory. If you have Takumi, you lose a memory, gain a memory. There's applications for this card. So the deck itself, 4 Demi Americas is broken and 1 GG. 4 Goblimon because it's broken. 4 Labramon because it's on play, draw 1, discard 1. Really good card. Gazimons, I think, are mandatory. Really good against the Mirror Match. Good against Blinding Ray. Good against Hammer Spark. And anything else that gains memory. Honestly, 3 of it is fine. And right now, I'm opting to play 2 2-drops because having the 2-drop actually matters for numbers, for memory numbers. Whereas if I was playing the Guillemon for 3, I could not do as much. So having the 2-drop is really important, in my opinion, but I might be swapping them out for Guillemons just to try it out at some point. Then for level 4s, 4 level 1 cost blocker, 4 2 cost blocker, and 4 Meramon. That's all you need. Lady Devimon at 4 because it's Graceful Charity and it's broken, and it pops level 3s, inheritable. That's nice. 4 Skull Meramon on play for 5. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad. That comes up. And 1 Chimeramon. Once you've seen the 1, you've seen as many as you need to be honest. Because you can keep bringing it back with Omnimon support. And that's fine. 4 Lilithmon because it's the big boss. 2 Anubismon as our flex spot for level 6 is our backup. Having Anubismon and Zwart on the field doing the combo, you automatically win the game. That's actually really good. And then you have 4 Jackraid. Jackraid came in BT4. No one's really playing it. But this card's basically a Hammer Spark and Security, which is broken. And you gain a memory for every 10 cards in your trash. So effectively, usually, you get 1 memory. Sometimes 2. We play 1 Mat because it's a memory tamer and it adds back something. I'm only playing 1 because you only need 1. Like, really. I haven't needed any more. And deck space is super tight in this deck. Then the 2 Digimon Fusion, and the 3 Takumi. That's the deck. Again, there'll be lots of testing with this deck. I really love this deck. This deck is freaking insane, and I absolutely adore it. It's combo, it's explosive, it draws cards, it thins cards. This deck does everything I want to do. It explodes all over opponents' faces. You can just swing with all sorts of damage all at once. This deck is insane. But this deck is probably the hardest deck to play out of the 6 decks I'm featuring. It's a very difficult deck. The pilot, it matters. And man, oh man, this deck needs a lot of testing. Now, moving on to Battle of Omni, Red Omni. We wouldn't be having a Battle of Omni set if we weren't messing with these new Omnimons, right? We messed with the Zwart, and now we're messing with some more Omnimons. This is Red Omnimon Greymon Tribal. This deck actually looks really fun to play. It's really cheap and aggressive. And we'll kind of explain how the deck works as we go through the new cards here that matter. First is a new Baby Coralmon. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon is Omnimon or Greymon, draw a card. Broken. Red gets good draw power. That's insane. Red has been missing good draw power, and now it has it. Next is this Agumon. On play, reveal 3. You can add a Greymon and an Omnimon amongst them to your hand. That potentially adds 2 cards. That's really freaking good. Metal Greymon Alterous Mode. This card is super interesting. When Digivolving, if a Digimon card Metal Greymon is in its name, in the Digivolution cards, you delete one of your opponent's level 4, delete an opponent's Digimon with 1000 DP or less. And notice here, it can evolve on top of level 5 for 1, which means you can trigger that ability over and over again. That's just actually kind of cool. Really good against Rookie Rush, actually. And it has a good inheritable, too. While this Digimon has Omnimon or Greymon in its name, gets plus 2000 during your turn. Honestly, pretty decent. Wargreymon, the new one from Set 5. When Digivolving, if you have Greymon in its name, if a Digimon with Greymon in its name is in its Evolutions cards, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with Blocker. Blockers do suck, which is why this card is so good, because it gets rid of them and you can swing for big damage. It even has an inheritable for you to want to go into Omnimon. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 3000 or less. And now let's just talk about the new Omnimons. This one has When Digivolving Blitz and Unsuspend, not to mention it only costs 4 to evolve, which is really, really cheap compared to other Omnimons. So what happens is you evolve this, you unsuspend it, you Blitz. That's just honestly really good. Then all turns, if opponent's effect would delete this Digimon or return it to its owner's hand or deck, you may prevent it by trashing a level 6 Digimon as sources. So this card prevents everything. Gaia Force, Millenniumon, you name it. It's pretty much done. Pretty much done. I think the only thing that gets around it is De-Digivolve, but that's not very common. This Omnimon is bonkers. Only 14,000, nobody cares. And there's a new Omnimon to go on top of that one. Again, Omnimon X Antibody. This card is silly. So you can pay 6 to evolve it, that's fine. But your Digimon with Omnimon in its name can Digivolve into this card for a memory cost of 3. That's pretty good. When attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP, which is pretty good. And then during your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, You may trash 2 of this Digimon Digivolutions card to end the attack. That's pretty good. And don't forget, you can stack multiple little Greymons on a tower. You can get multiple Omnimons. Like, you can go have a very big, thick Digivolution tower underneath this Omnimon. And it has lots of room to play with. And speaking of Omnimon support, this tamer is fucking insane. Nokia. On play for 3, or for free if it's a security, play an Agumon or Gabumon from your hand for free. We play 14 Agumons. You're probably playing one for free. Then main, when digivolving one of your Digimon into a Garurumon, Omnimon, or Greymon, suspend to reduce the cost by 1. Your Omnimons are so cheap, your Greymons and your Metal Greymons are so cheap. Oh my freaking goodness, this card puts in so much worth. And if you have multiples, you're basically playing red for free, which is a really interesting thought because red is crazy. So, what's our deck looking like? 4 of the new Coromon, 1 of the old, because having that is sometimes okay. Got 4 Agumon from the new set, 4 Agumon to give your Greymon plus 2000 inheritable, 4 Agumon for the plus 1000 inheritable, 2 Agumon Expert, because you can play it and add back any of your other Agumons. That seems pretty good. This Greymon we didn't cover, unfortunately. I forgot about it, to be honest. But when digivolving, if it goes on top of an Agumon, you gain a memory back. So effectively, it's a 1-cost evolution. Potentially free with Nokia. Okay, sure. And then it has an inheritable gain DP while it has a Greymon or Omnimon. So that's a card is really freaking good. Red finally has their 1-cost blocker. Great. Greymon, 3 of it with the security plus 1. Really good. Then 4 Alterous Mode, 3 Secret Metal Greymon. The one that gives 3000 inheritable, and the one that can attack for 3 security at the cost of 5 memory. You know, they could come up. And 2 Voltramon. This is a tech choice for me, but being able to stack Greymon and Voltramon on a Wargreymon, like this one for instance, that can't trigger option cards, that's pretty good. Pretty good. We play 3 of it because this one I think is a little better in this deck, but we want 3 of this because I think it's the second best one. By far. Like, you play 4 of this, 3 of this, and you're done. We play 1 BT1 Omnimon because, you know, deleting Diaboromons is really cool, or other common names, whatever. And 3 of the Blitz, 1 of the Antibody, 3 Nokia, 1 Tai to have a Memory Tamer, just so that your red towers can swing for even more. That's it for the deck. The deck is really cheap and really aggressive, and I love it. I can't wait to try it out in person. Now let's talk about blue. We're going to mess around with Blue Hexablaumon. Blue Hexablaumon, this card is very interesting. It costs 3 to evolve. When attacking, you trash the 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards, it gains jamming. So, yeah. This deck is all about de-digivolving, and it gets even better, because during all turns, your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block. That's stupid. Okay? That's actually kind of dumb. This card is basically a floodgate. This is a floodgate. I have no other way to put it. You know, anything with no Digivolution cards, and you have a lot of manipulation behind that, can't do anything. Let's talk about the new cards from BT5 that help it. We have Balukamon here. Inheritable once per turn. When you trash a Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon gain a memory. Sound familiar? We have another card just like that, which we'll talk about in a second. You gain memory whenever you do that, so that's really good. We have Paleodramon. When digivolving, trash the 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of your opponent's Digimon. You may choose to play this card at 4 of or 2 of. You know, it's a good card. Might not want to play it at all. Up to you. I'm covering it here because it's a good card. First, Paleodramon. So when digivolving, trash the bottom Digivolution card of all your opponent's Digimon. That's, yeah, that's pretty good. It's like Alteress, but the other way around. And without the inheritable, just destroying everything. That's good. But speaking of inheritables, your turn. Your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, security plus 1. You've seen that before too, right? Seeing a theme? Last card I want to talk about here is Sora and Joe. So it's a 4-cost tamer that plays for free in security. Like, okay, whatever. Start your turn. Your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, gain 2 memory. Pretty good. During your turn, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this tamer and trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of your opponent's Digimon. Yeah, just more Digivolution trashing. That's what this deck is all about. So, the deck itself. 4 Upamon because you draw a card when you attack when you have no Digivolution sources on your opponent's side of the field. We all know this. 1 Bukamon, just trash a Digivolution source. That's fine. 4 On-Play Gabumon, 4 Balukamon. 3 Promo Gomamon with the same gaining of memory when one of your Digivolution cards is trashed. Really good card. This Goblimon is really interesting. We haven't seen this one played in a while, but I really like this card. When attacking, trash the Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. It's level 5 or less. That's a really good card. Really good card. For blue stuff, 4 1-cost blocker, because you have that now. This, I messed up. There's supposed to be 4 of the Paildramon and 2 Lobomon, because Lobomon is a win condition, true, but we only have 1 Tamer. So it's supposed to be 2 Lobomon, 4 Paildramon, but do whatever you want. Then there's this Akakumon from the original set. It can't be blocked, inheritable by things with no Digivolution Sword. So if you don't have Hexablow, you know, Akakumon is actually just kind of cool. Just pivots around things, which is always nice. We play 2 Bastamon because it's 2 to evolve, 4 Chris Paildramon, 3 Wargreymon, use security +1 if your opponent has something of those sources. Yep. We play 4 Hexablow and we play 3 Vikemon, which gives you additional security. I don't like this card at all, but there's not really a better level 6 blue for this kind of deck. So 3 Vikemon. Then we're just doing 2 Omnimon Blitz, 1 Antibody. It's not an Omnimon deck. You want to have Hexablow on the field at all times, so this is just extra fun. 4 Hammer Spark because it's blue, and 1 Sora Angel. You know, that's the deck. That's blue Hexablow. Again, this is a really rough draft. I've tested this one the least out of the 6 decks I've shown you. So it definitely needs some work for sure, but you know, it's a good base, good starting point, and Hexablow's insane. So there you go. Green Reflegiamon is the next deck I want to talk about. This new card is kind of interesting, and that's not the one I want to click on. I want to click on. There we go. So Reflegiamon, 3 evolves for 3 on level 5, but also evolves for 1 on level 6. I think you kind of know where this is going, right? It's got Digiburst, main Digiburst 2. You can give all your Digimon plus 2,000. That's kind of cool. During your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon activates Digiburst, including itself obviously, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. You're stunning Digimon with your Reflegiamons, and you can do it multiple times and stun multiple things. Actually kind of cool. What cards do we have in the set that support it? Well, we have this Yokomon baby, this new baby. When this card's trash for Digiburst, something gets plus 2,000. That's actually really good. That's not a big deal though, but it's a good baby. We're playing 4 Terriermon Assistant with a Digiburst 1, which means it has to come from the beating area. That's fine, but whatever. You reveal top card of your deck, add it to your hand if it's a green Digimon card, otherwise place it at the bottom. It's the on-play Tentomon, only for a Digiburst. Honestly, the card's really good in my opinion. We play 4 Weedmon. This card's insane. Inheritable. This card is trash due to activating Digiburst, gain a memory. That's insane. And it costs 1 to evolve, and 4 to play. It's like Vegemon. It's super good. Oh my goodness, what do you do with that? It's just insane. Moving along. 4, I don't know how many of these we play, but some people opt to play up to 4 Whistlein. Now, what is Whistlein? I'll tell you what Whistlein is. It's a main for 6. Up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. It's just Positron Laser, kind of. Positron Laser. I think you guys know how much I like Positron Laser. It's insane. But it gets better. If you have a Digimon with Digiburst in play, gain 2 memory. Now, this activates Insecurity. This is a Hammer Spark. A better Hammer Spark. Because you gain 2. And up to 2 of your opponents can't attack until the end of the turn. Like, okay, that's fair, right? Yep, that seems fair. And we're trying out Izzy Izumi and Mimi Tachikawa. I really like this Tamer. At the start of your turn, if your opponent has a suspended Digimon in play, gain 2 memory, as they probably will. Let's be real. And then during your turn, when you attack with a level 5 green Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer and reveal 3 cards on top of the deck. You may Digivolve 1 green level 6 Digimon among them into the attacking Digimon without paying the memory cost. Doing this with like a Nidhoggmon with a full source, and I clicked on the wrong thing. So doing a Mimi with Nidhoggmon is actually kind of hilarious. Not gonna lie. And Reflegiamon's a good target too. But like, it's a gimmick. It's really funny. Then gives you 2 extra memory at the start of your turn. So why not? So our actual lineup is 4 Yoko and 1 Budmon because it's fine. 4 Terriermon Assistant, 4 Tentomon, 1 Lolomon because if it's Digiburst, it's back to your hand, you always have it. 2 Terriermon because Memory Denial is really good this format. 4 Goblins because it's 2 costs, really good. We play the 4 Weed, the 4 1-cost blocker, 3 Vegemon, just again, cheap level 3s, that's all we want. We don't want anything else really. Then for level 5s, 1 Armageddon because it's that one, 2 Cherrymon because it costs 2 and it's a blocker, 3 Blossomon, 2 Lilamon. So our level 5 lineup is a little small, but honestly, it's fine. These will all stick, no problem. And these ones are basically free. So who cares? Who really cares? Then we play the 4 Raffleezemon, the 3 Nidhogg, 3 Mimi because Mimi's still broken, 1 Hidden Potential because Hidden Potential is still broken and that one, and 4 Whizzlin because it's a Hammer Spark / Ponchon. I think this deck is really insane. I don't know if it's as good as yellow or purple, but this deck's really good. Deck's really good if you ask my opinion. I've tested it. I like it. Resolving this in security feels so good. And even hard playing it doesn't feel bad in a simplified game state. So, you know, the deck is fine. I definitely recommend trying it. Alright guys, final deck. You know what they say about not going back when you see black, right? This is Diaboromon. And I've been waiting since set 1 for a good Diaboromon deck. And we're finally here. So, what's the deal with this Diaboromon deck? Let's just go through all the new cards that matter. This new Baby Sunamon is really good. Once per turn, if this Digimon has unidentified in its type, trigger draw 1. Free draw. Black gets free draw 2, kind of like red. Actually really cool. This Caramon is fucking insane. On play, reveal top 5 cards to your deck. You can add an unidentified Digimon and an Errata Sonata, which we'll talk about in a moment. That's a really good card. Then we play this Kurisarimon. This is a new one. This is when Digivolving. If you don't have a Errata Sonata in play, you can play one for free. Sure, playing Tamers for free is really cool. And we thought only yellow could do things like that, huh? Yeah, no. That black can do it too. And then Hitterl is pretty good. All the other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gain Rush. So if you have a Diaboromon, making Diaboromons, those little Diaboromons gain Rush. Could come up, right? Then we play this Infamon. I don't play it as a 4-of, but it is a cool gimmick. Your Caramon can Digivolve into this card in your hand for a cost of 4, ignoring this card's Digivolution requirements. This is a big throwback Thursday to the Digimon movie, where the Caramon just went straight into Infamon. Actually, a funny meme. It's actually really good. I don't know how often I want to do this, but we are playing a couple of it because it might come up, right? And then on deletion, you may play 1 Diaboromon token for free. So, you know, it's not bad. If when your level 6 dies, or level 7 dies, that you get a Diaboromon back. So it's not the end of the world. This is the main boss monster that came in BT5, the new Diaboromon. When Digivolving, play Diamond token for free. Yep, we have Armageddon, a new level 7 boss monster for this deck that can evolve on black or white. Diaboromon tokens. Char, by the way, level 6 whites. Yeah, pretty good, eh? And if it gets any better, you can even just rush it in by deleting a Diaboromon and reducing the cost by 12. So you can rush it in for 3, rush and attack with it, but the all turns Floodgate effect. The when Digivolving effects on level 7 Digimon don't activate. This gives the big middle finger to Omnimon and Chaosmon and Millenniummon and any others in the future. You know, that's a really good card. Yeah. Yep. Then Errata Sonata. What is this Tamer doing? This Tamer is actually really good. So it's a cost 3 or it's free in security. Cool. Start your turn. If you get a Digimon with if you have a Digimon with unidentified in the trash, gain a memory. That's pretty easy. Then during your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into Diaboromon, suspend and make a token. So when you digivolve into this Diaboromon, you get 2 tokens. You digivolve into the other Diaboromon, you get 1 token for free. Free. And then if you have the Kurisarimon, they have Rush. Oh, this deck gets pretty aggressive pretty quickly, eh? And the last card, the new card in the deck, this Catastrophe Cannon. Costs 4, or it's free in security. You should already digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if you Diaboromon, you play a token. Just making those tokens, eh? So what is so fun about this deck? Let's look at the list. 4 the new Sunamon because draw power is cool. 1 of the old one because plus 2000 is cool. 4 the new Caramon. 4 the old Caramon because it also gives you draw power. Yep. 2 Toy Agumon because reboot is actually kind of cool. And I want to try it out. 2 Chumon because Memory Dial is really good. And 2 Commandramon because that costs 2 to play. Thumbs up. Old Kurisarimon from set 1 we play 4 of. where you gain memory if you play something on the same name. So you're playing Digimon tokens, you gain memory. Also not once per turn. Also playing one of the 1-cost blocker, whatever, alright. So 2 Infamon with Warp Digivolve, 2 Wargreymon. Black finally has their 2 costs to evolve, black level 5. And it costs 5 to play, even better. Whatever. We play 4 Infamon, 3 of the new Digimon, 4 of the security Digimon, +1, because this can just attack from game. It can literally do that. Then 3 Armageddon, because Armageddon's insane. 4 Rada, because his tamer is nuts, and 2 catastrophe. You know, that's all I gotta say about Digimon. This deck makes tokens, it draws cards, it spams things, it attacks for really big damage, Digimon. This deck is all love. All love. I don't want to go back to anything else after playing this deck. It's best black deck by far. That's it, guys. If you made it to the end, I thank you so much for watching the whole video and looking at all 6 decks I had to show you guys. I put a lot of time and work into this video and testing the decks ahead of time and all this stuff, and I think now is the perfect time to release it, which is why we did it now. BT5 is on the horizon for us. Pre-releases start tomorrow, and I am so excited to try these decks in paper over remote duels, I guess. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.